You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I am back. Rudrance for Black and White Sports. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, like, comment, share this out because this needs more fire, folks. And in case you have not been paying attention, one of the most radically woke states in all of the U.S. of A. is Vermont. And guys, it's a bunch of woke radicals, full steam carrying out the alphabet agenda up there. And of course, they want to allow biological men into women's sports. And my God, if you speak up about it now in Vermont, you can be fired from your job. Pretty clear. There's an agenda in this country to also try to squash the voices of Christians as well. And that, I believe, does tie in here. And I think it's one of the reasons this happened. Well, this coach is at least fighting back after having been fired for, oh my God, saying that there's physical advantages of a man in women's sports. I mean, common sense is out the window in some of these places, folks. It's baffling and dangerous, I think, but it's baffling. David Bloch, this is Breitbart, who says he is a devout Christian, is suing Woodstock Union High School in Woodstock, Vermont, for firing him after serving as a school employee for over a decade. He's been with the school over 10 years. God, that's absurd. It's crazy. He alleges the school fired him for having a 3-minute discussion with students about how male bodies have a physical advantage over female bodies in sports. Imagine living in a world where you believe that is a controversial and an incorrect statement. Really? Bloch filed a lawsuit in the U.S. District Court for the District of Vermont on Monday. In the filing, Bloch says that on February 8th, he joined a conversation among students who were talking about a male-to-female transgender athlete from another school who is now competing against natural-born girls in school sports. I may be wrong, but Vermont may be the state where the volleyball player, the young lady, had her eye severely damaged by a biological boy competing against girls in high school volleyball. I'm almost certain, and look, there's word that she will probably not play college volleyball now, that she's going to have permanent damage. I mean, again, we've talked about this being a safety issue on this channel too. Not only a competitive issue, but a safety issue. Somebody is going to get really hurt. Bloch joined the conversation to comment that people express themselves differently and that there can be masculine women and feminine men, according to a statement from Alliance Defending Freedom, ADF, which is representing Bloch in the lawsuit. Quote, he affirmed that as a matter of biology, males and females have different DNA, which causes males to develop differently from females and have different physical characteristics, and that those biological differences give males an advantage in athletic competitions. Don't believe me? Just look at, well, just about any sport that any biological man is competing against women in right now, and you will find mainly that those men are dominating those sports. Looking right at you, Leah Thomas. Bloch, who says he is a Catholic man who believes that God immutably creates each person as a male or female, says he explained the biological differences between men and women and spoke about DNA, physical development, and bone structure. He also said that males have a decided physical advantage over females. The coach insisted that the conversation was short, constructive, and in no way disruptive. And he also said he did not name or mention the trans student from the other school. Still, the day after the conversation, school superintendent Sherry Sousa fired Bloch and told him he violated the Windsor Central Supervisory Union Board's policy regarding, quote, harassment, hazing, and bullying. by questioning the legitimacy and appropriateness of the student competing on the girls' team to the members of the WUHS snowboard team. Bloch also defamed in a letter by the superintendent, quote, I find that their use of disparaging names created an objectively offensive environment and constituted harassment based on gender identity, justifying terminating your contract as snowboarding coach, Sherry wrote in a letter to Bloch dated February 9th. Sherry fired Bloch and put a red flag on his record to prevent him from being rehired. Quote, for more than a decade, Dave has led the Woodstock Union snowboarding program to enormous success in terms of both athletic accomplishment and personal growth of the snowboarders. ADF attorney Matthew Hoffman of the Alliance Defending Freedom said, but for merely expressing his views that males and females are biologically different and questioning the appropriateness of a teenage male competing against teenage females in athletic competition, the school district officials unconstitutionally fired him. Free speech, anybody, not to mention facts? Hello? Facts. My God. Bloch is asking to be reinstated to his coaching position and to force the district to exclude discussions of transgenderism from its policy on harassment, hazing, and bullying. Bravo. At least this guy has stepped up and he is firing back and he is suing. And that's what's going to happen. Some of these states, some of these schools, some of these entities are going to have to be hit in the pocketbook, hit in a court system. They're going to have to be stopped somehow. That's ludicrous that a completely lucid conversation would get you fired after 10 years. That's appalling. It's also baffling. It's baffling, frightening. You know, thinking about kids. I've got a grandson, another one on the way. Got a young son myself, 9 years old. This is what he's going to have to grow up in. Luckily, I'm in a red state. That's a radically blue state. I think it may be Bernie Sanders state, if I'm correct. Yeah, radical socialist if there ever was one, but you get my point. Unbelievable. Truly unbelievable. I hope he gets his job back. If I was him, personally speaking, I would follow this lawsuit through, and then I would probably seek employment in a state that more closely aligns with your belief set. I mean, I don't know how many schools actually have snowboarding coaches because I didn't even know snowboarding in high school competitive competition was a thing because, well, I'm in Texas, and in Texas it's 100 degrees here right now, and even in the winter, you know, it can be 65 or 70 outside occasionally. But there's not a lot of snowboarding going on here, let's put it that way. But you get my point. You know, maybe if you can, Mr. Bloch, find you a red state later on after you hopefully win this lawsuit. It's crazy, folks. I mean, to come out, not only that, but you labeled this guy, this Christian, a 10-year employee, you chose to label him a bully. I got to tell you, folks, you know, occasionally we come across one of these stories. It pisses me off royally. This is one right here. I mean, being called a bully is appalling to me, especially in a situation if it's completely unjustified. How is this justified? Unbelievable. I hope he dominates this lawsuit. Tell me what you think. I'm going to tell you, this is one that's probably going to end up going to the Supreme Court. I would guess. Because in that state, he's going to have to push this. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.